Welcome back to Angie Claud Chair Yoga. Come enjoy a chair yoga practice with me. Hi, I'm Angie Claud. I wanted to bring you another yoga practice that you could do from your chair or maybe at your desk, but something that would be a way that you could stretch that maybe doesn't tax your joints or your knees so much if you're unable to get down to the ground or to your mat. So I'd like for you to start off having a nice sturdy chair that hopefully has a back to it. That always helps. And just come to the place where first you can be very still. This is an important part of the practice because for many of us, we go through the day in so much of a habitual mode. We get up and we do the same things, and so sometimes we walk through that almost as if asleep. At the end of the day, we think, wow, what did we really do? So it's very important for us to fall awake. So if you can take the time to be still and just allow yourself to become more aware of your environment. First, noticing those things outside of you. Noticing sounds and smells. And maybe starting to notice the contact that you've made with your chair. How your sit bones have just relaxed into the base of the seat. How your feet have nestled onto the floor. Where your hands or your arms have rested. And then start to draw a little more inward. Notice how your body feels today. Maybe there's some tension, maybe there's some tightness or soreness or even pain. Be aware of that. Start to notice your breath as it moves in and out of the body. Maybe noticing how just being still for a few moments and drawing your attention inward into your breath has allowed you to calm the breath, the heart rate, maybe even the mind. Maybe you start to notice your thoughts. What is it that you're thinking about? And then your emotions, your feelings. What is the mood that you've created today? Take the next few moments just to sit and just to observe. Remember, this is not a time to try to change or analyze or manipulate. You're just the observer. You're just becoming aware of things around you, things inside of you. Begin to move your chin across your chest. from right to left. Noticing the weight of the head, especially as the chin crosses over the center of the chest. Maybe you're able to come full circle here. Maybe it's a small circle, maybe it's a larger one. Whatever feels best for your body at this point in time. Maybe moving in the opposite direction now. Noticing how every time you turn, the movement is starting to pull away tension and tightness, fatigue and stress. The next time the chin passes over the right collarbone, let it reside there. Breathe. Remember, even in our chair yoga, that the breath is an important part of the practice, so never hold the breath. Pick the chin up and allow it to flow over the left collarbone now, residing there. Also remembering as we move through our practice that nothing should hurt. Nothing should feel like pain or strain. If it does, ease back out. Nice. Lift the chin up, tilt the head back, stretch through the right anterior portion of the throat. Breathe. Roll the chin forward and around. Moving to the opposite side now, lifting the chin, tilting the head back, stretching through the left anterior portion. Breathe. And release. Bring the chin down to the center of the chest, stretching through the posterior portion of the neck. And then lift the chin up. Maybe bringing the face skyward if that's good for you. Let's start to warm up the spine. Bring the arms back behind you. Let the shoulder blades start to reach from one another. Feel the shoulder blades squeezing towards one another. Maybe keeping the left arm down, start to reach with the right. Feel the stretch. Lengthen down the oblique on the right. Make a rotation through that wrist. Remembering motion is lotion, so it's always good to move through our joints. Any chance you get. Releasing that arm back. Once again, opening up through the chest as we squeeze through the shoulder blades. Now keep the right arm back, lift and lengthen through the left. Stretch down the left oblique here. Again, rotate through the left wrist now. And release back. Now come forward, and you decide how far forward you want and can come. Maybe it's here. Maybe you're lengthening through the back, tightening through the core, but stopping right here. Maybe you allow the chest to come closer to the upper thigh, stretching through the back a little more. Maybe you're able to drop the fingertips or the whole hand even to the floor. Breathe. Try to think of keeping the back long here instead of rounding through the back. Remember, your abdomen is nice and taut. You're bringing that navel back up into the spine. And let's start to move this into a flow. Lift up, bring the arms skyward, and come down. Flow forward, forward fold. Again, lift up, reach, and back down. Forward fold. Tight core as you come down. Lift up, push into the feet, and come down. Nice. Now let's work on some hip mobility here. So we'll lift our hands back up. Let's go ahead and cross the right leg over the left, starting to stretch a little deeper through this right outer thigh. We'll come back down in our forward fold. You're going to feel this a little more here in the right leg. Maybe you can scoot the sit bones a little closer forward in the chair and bring the hands back down. Breathe. Coming back on up. Same thing on the opposite side now. Let's place our left leg over our right. Again, come forward. As you do, think of hinging through the crease of your legs. So tighten through the core, draw the navel back to the spine, keep the spine long as you lengthen through it, folding forward. Feeling the muscles in the back stretch. Remember here not to hold any tension in your head or neck. So you know, we always say pay attention to tension. So I want to put tension into this foot that I'm on, the right foot. I want to push into that foot. And I want tension in my abdomen. I want to tighten through the core. But I don't need tension in the head and neck. So make sure you relax through the head and neck. And then maybe you're settling the hands down towards the mat, a little deeper stretch, or to the floor here. Breathe. And back up. Nice. Let's open these hips up a little bit more. So scooting forward once again. So I want you to pick up your left foot, and if you can, draw this left leg back, keeping the right hip bone focused forward, so we're really opening up through that left leg here. Now if you needed to keep that foot or even the toes on the floor, you can, but if you can, hover with that leg. Work against body weight. It's a great way to strengthen that leg. Now bring that leg back. Again, open up. Such a great stretch through the inner and outer thigh, your ad and abductors. Come back. Again, open. And back. Couple more. Open. And back. Last one. Open. And back. Nice. Let's lift up through that foot, bringing that leg back. You may need to lean a little more into this right gluteus. Lifting that leg up if you can. If you need to, you can always bring the foot up to the chair to help you. But if you can, hold it. And again, work against that body weight. Just feeling that stretch in that outer right or left thigh here. And back. Nice. Settle that leg down. Let's come back down to stretch through the back here. Core is tight. Breathe. Coming back to our flow. Lift. Bring the arms into play. And lower. Again. Lift. And lower. Once again. Lift. And lower. Nice. Same thing on the opposite side. Let's pick up your right foot now. And we'll draw that right leg over to the side. Again, keeping the opposite leg as focused forward as you can. Hovering or setting down, your choice. Now, I'm trying to keep my back nice and long. I'm not bending through the back and giving in here. I want my core to be tight, my back to be long. If I need to push some weight through my hands into the chair, I can, but obviously the more I work against the body weight here, so I'm not putting any weight into my hands if I can help it, and really making that core work for me to help me hold this up. Nice. Bring that back to the front. And open. Just like a door. Opening that side up. And back. Can you do a couple more? Open. And back. Last one. Open. And back. Now again, if I can scoot forward and lift that leg up, tilting a little more into the left here, but keeping my back long, lifting that hip up to the side. Again, I can always bring my foot in if I need to. And release. Nice. Let's come back forward again, stretching through the back. Breathe. Long back, tight core, relaxed head and neck. And then lifting back up. Let's work on the arms a bit, if you will. So we'll bring the right arm up. Now I want you to think about reaching with the hand and not straining through the shoulder, but I do want you to think about involving the scapula. So I want you to think as if you were climbing a ladder and you were reaching for the rung. You're reaching with the back. So I want you to involve the scapula with the whole arm here. So there's no strain in the shoulder. You're using those muscles in the back to reach up. So feel that stretch. Open the fingers wide. Now let's work through some range of motion here. So as big of a circle as you can, nice and slow, just coming up and over and around, up and over and around, up and over. Nice. Let's go the opposite way. Always good to work through our range of motion here. Again, those shoulders and hip joints, they're a ball and socket joint. So just like greasing a ball and socket on a piece of machinery, same thing with our body. The more we move and allow that synovial fluid to coat that joint, the better you'll move. Motion is lotion. So the next time we come up and over, let's cross over the body and reach for the left side of the chair. Feel that stretch in the shoulder and the arm. Keep your core tight. Keep your back long. Let's work on that with the flow. So we'll lift up and back. Looking down at that hand, we're creating a little twist. Coming up and over. Again, up and back. Keep that palm lifted to the sky when we come back. And when we come up and over, the palm is facing us. Nice stretch here. Keep the back long. Again, up and over. And back. Nice. Replacing that arm back down. Coming back to the opposite side here. So now we raise through the left. And again, there's no strain in the shoulder, but we do involve that scapula. So think of reaching with the back as well. So I'm lifting with the back, not just the shoulder, but as if I'm reaching. So that motion again, if you think of when you're climbing a ladder and you're using the back. So really feel that stretch all the way down into the back here. Core is tight, spine is long. Now let's work through that range of motion. Coming up and over. And if you have shoulder issues or any kind of issue that this is difficult for you or painful, then modify. So maybe I need to make that circle smaller. Maybe I don't need to have as large of a range of motion. But modify. And then as some days go by, as you're exercising and you start to try to make that circle bigger and it feels better, do so. And that's where you're going to increase that range of motion and flexibility. Let's go in the opposite direction here. Keep your core tight, relax through your head and neck. Nice. Let's reach back up with that left arm, and this time reach over to the right side of the chair now, feeling that twist. Now my hips stayed focused forward. So whenever we twist, we want to twist from the upper thoracic spine so that we're not compromising that lumbar spine. And so now we start to flow with this. We move back, palm is up. We move forward, palm is down. Feel the back, the arm, the core is all involved here. Back and forth. Keeping a nice long arm as long as you can. Back and forward. Last time, come back and forward. Nice. Let's grab onto the back of the chair here and scoot back. Once again, squeezing those shoulder blades. I want you to grip on the sides of the chair, and I want you to lengthen through the back. So pull away with the chest here, relax through your head and neck. So that resistance of holding onto the chair and pulling, but yet pressing forward. Feel that core tighten. Now draw back. Come forward, lengthen through the arms, stretch. Nice tight core. Come back, bend through the elbows. Draw the elbows into the body here. Come back, lengthen, stretch. Come in, forward. Once more, lengthen, stretch, lengthen through the arms. And coming back, bending through the elbows. Nice. Now, if you can, scoot your hips forward again. Place your hands onto either side of the chair. And I want you to pick up your feet if you can. Now, if this is too challenging, then you can keep your toes on the floor and just move forward and back as a modification. But if you can, I want you to draw in with your knees and come out. You determine how much. In, maybe it's very little, and out. Maybe you need to be in here and toes on the floor. And in and toes. So whatever modification is best for you, but we're working out the core here a little bit, working the abdomen. And out. Couple more. In and out. Last time. In and out. Nice. Stretch those legs out. And you can press the toes down towards the mat, lengthen through the arms. You can keep the sit bones onto the chair if you need to, but if you can, pick up the buttocks from the chair here. Pressing those toes down, lengthening through the legs. This is your reverse plank pose. Maybe you can even allow your face to come skyward. This is great weight bearing in your hands to help to strengthen through the arms as long as it doesn't bother your wrist or your hands. It's such a great way to strengthen and build bone. We know that weight bearing exercise is good for us to build bone. All right, come on back. Scoot your feet back here. Nice. So I want you to take one foot here. We often forget the feet. I want you to lift through the heel and push into the ball of that foot. Such a great way to stretch through the foot here. Maybe rotate through the ankle. We talked about motion is lotion. One way several times and the other. Great. Same thing on the opposite side. So I want to come up with the heel, push into the ball of the foot. And not only am I stretching through the foot, but I've created tension as I'm pushing into the ball of the foot. The muscles of my legs have tightened. So that tension is good. Helps to build strength. Then start to move in a circular fashion. One way several times. And the other. Great. Coming back to the center with your legs here. Maybe you're able to pick up one foot and pull in. Maybe you're right here. Maybe this is enough for you. Maybe you can fold forward, keeping that back long. Whether you want to keep your leg on the chair, maybe you want it propped up onto your leg. Maybe that's easier. You can play with the posture, see which is better for you. Same thing on the opposite side now. Pick up the opposite side. And I place that foot on the chair. Maybe I'm right here and this is good enough. Maybe I fold forward. Again, such a great stretch through the outer thigh and the back. And back. Nice. Settle back down. So find your comfort once again in your chair. Take a deep breath in and out. Notice all the aspects of the breath. Maybe it's a little more rapid than it was at the beginning now that we've done a few of our exercises, our postures. But then we notice as we become still that it starts to calm. Let your body just fall into the position that it feels best in. Once again, bring awareness to the body, the mind, and the heart. We always end our practice with that simple salutation, namaste. It simply means the light and life in me honors and respects the light and life in each of you. Namaste.